Most business owners have this trait that's like a double-edged sword, right? Because it's what allowed them to start their business in the first place, but it's also what's holding them back and sabotaging them from more growth. If you started a business, at some point you probably worked for somebody else and you thought, I can do this better. And so first and foremost, I think most business owners are problem solvers. And they're good at it and they work hard to solve the problem. But the problem is, as soon as they start solving the problem, they don't offload it. They keep solving it themselves and they become a bottleneck. What you actually have to do to be a successful business owner is you have to learn to solve all the problems, learn the skill to succeed by yourself. And almost as soon as you take the first step, you have to unlearn everything. Because you can hustle your way to like a six-figure business. And if you're doing 500,000 a year, and you're just hustling, you probably just have like a lot of overtime. And 7 figures and beyond, you just can't do that. You have to have a team. Now, hiring a team, traditionally speaking, is pretty expensive, and hiring people that you trust. And that was certainly the case pre-pandemic, when that's how most of the business world in North America thought. But post-pandemic, everyone is looking globally for their workforce. And there's amazing, talented individuals everywhere. So I'm talking about outsourcing here. And people think about outsourcing like, hey, I'm going to hire cheap labor to do my admin work or to do data entry, basic research or my scheduling. But that's actually not really the case. We operate in the Philippines, and over time, I've come to learn that there's really big companies in the Philippines, like the big 4 accounting firms, other consulting firms like Accenture. There's big tech firms like IBM or Microsoft. They're there spending millions of dollars every year training people, right? There are good colleges, good universities in the Philippines. They're taking the new grads, they're putting in like 5 years of investment into them, working for Fortune 5,500 companies. And now small business America is taking those people for a fraction of the cost of hiring local. Now, there is a learning curve because there's a cultural gap, there's a time zone difference. I would say most candidates actually work the time zone of North America. But it's just creating this shift where business owners previously, when they had this problem of scaling, like you had to have a really compelling product that pushed you to a certain point and you have enough demand where you go, okay, now I can hire somebody. Versus now, like people can kind of tiptoe into scaling by saying, you know what, I will bring a project manager on for $10 an hour. Right? I will bring an analyst or digital marketer for $9 an hour. You can start to pivot that a lot earlier and start to scale your business. So if you look at, for example, McDonald's, why they're such a great business is because it's very complicated, a lot of moving parts, inventory, ingredients, operations, the menu changes, all the promotions, all the locations, but yet they just have teenagers running it. And it's very profitable. It's it's a huge business, as we all know. So that's a big paradigm shift. You need to unlearn the things that you've learned to start your business very fast. And I find that business owners who can't do this, they stay with like, oh, I have to be the person that solves everything because this business is so near and dear to me. They end up being stuck. They end up working 60, 70, 80 hours a week. They end up working in their business, not on their business. And almost the ones who just realize sooner with a little bit of foresight that they can't be doing it forever, and that's an eventuality, start investing the time, the learning to develop a global team, start putting leaders in the right place. There will be some pain, there will be some mistakes, people ghost you, they'll cheat, they'll lie, there's all sorts of problems, right? But the sooner that you get past that, the sooner you're gonna have more happy customers. You can actually start to enjoy the reason why you started a business in the first place. The sort of promise that's given to entrepreneurs, which is more money, more freedom, more time. So I hope that helps. My company helps North America businesses hire exceptional talent from the Philippines. We've been doing this for just under 3 years, and we're well into our 7 figures. We work with a lot of clients. We have a lot of different case studies of what works and what doesn't. And so if it's worthwhile for you to have a call with us, please find the link in the description and book a time.